comments, come up to this microphone here, get your name and address. What's on your mind? Call the roll, please.
Here.
Here.
Kinsler.
Here.
Seaman.
Here.
Cooper.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Holt.
Here.
O'Reilly.
Thank you. Yeah. We'll go to consent agenda. A, City Council minutes of April 4th, 2022, regular meeting recommendation approved. B is the Cemetery Board of Trustees minutes of April 5th, 2022, being recommendation received. And Planning Commission minutes of January 12th and March 30th, 2022, being recommendation received.
Motion to approve A through C is presented.
Support. Questions? There's that.
Aye.
Oh. All right, we'll go to number 5, number open the public hearing. We have an industrial facility tax exemptions for application Cargill Incorporated. Cargill, here we have a question.
Yep. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bruce Seymour. I'm Vice President of Business Services with the Economic Development Alliance of St. Clair County. Tonight we're bringing forth for your consideration an industrial facilities tax exemption certificate application from Cargill Incorporated for a real property improvements that they're doing at their site. I brought along with me tonight Sebastian Cornegay, from Cargill. He's the plant manager at Cargill. He's going to talk a little bit about their operation at Cargill and what the projects entail, and then I'll come back up and talk about the application itself. Sebastian?
Good evening, Councilman, Mayor. It's a pleasure to be back in St. Clair. It's been a while for me, and very excited to be here to talk about our project called Moonshot, which is really an extension of our plant right here in St. Clair. Before I go, I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Cargill. We are one of the biggest privately owned companies in the world. 155,000 professionals working in 70 countries. Our customers are in 125 countries around the world. We have business in animal nutrition, farming, edible oils, biofuel, beauty, salt, sweeteners, pharmaceutical, energy, metals, and many more. Our footprint in Michigan, everybody know the old Diamond Crystal salt plant. So this is probably one of our biggest facilities in salt. We also have a location in Owasso in the animal nutrition, egg processing plant in Lake Odessa, and another salt facility in Ursi up north. We have a little bit of grain processing and distribution. Right out of the St. Clair plant here, if you don't know by now, this is one of the this is the only plant in the world that make what we call the Alberta salt, which is our famous brand of Diamond Crystal kosher salt. Nobody else in the world make this salt except here in St. Clair, and we ship that product worldwide. So this would be something that the city can be very proud of. Some of our major customers include McDonald's, Frito-Lay, McCormick, Kellogg's, and Better Made Chips right here in Michigan. We have in the salt business unit, we do a lot of road safety, food, water quality, and also some agricultural and industrial product. The salt here in St. Clair, our main product is in the food and the water quality. And again, our main product line, the kosher Diamond Crystal, is our flag product. In the U.S., we're expanding quite a bit. We have a major location in, we have 2 mines, one in New York and another one in Cleveland, Ohio. We have multiple in operation site plant, like the one here in St. Clair. We have some facilities in Kansas, California, New York, Louisiana, and we have also multiple smaller facilities around, especially around the Mississippi on the East Coast, for shipping and repackaging some of the product. Again, all those salt plants are kind of competing to each other when we talk about investment, but for what we're about to talk about, St. Clair was the chosen facility. So, a little overview of the plant here. Began operation in 1886. under the Diamond Crystal Salt Company, and was acquired in 1997 from the Axel Noble Company. Many of you, I'm sure your family have worked in the plant, some of your parents, grandparents. It is a multi-generation plant. We have one of our employees is a 5th generation working in the plant here in St. Clair. So we're very proud of that as well. We have about 185 high-quality jobs. Our annual payroll is about $13 million, and average salary about $70,000 a year. So we're providing some good job for local people here in the city and beyond. We also have a comprehensive benefit package, that's worth about 40% of the salary, the employee salaries. Right here in St. Clair, we have 14 acres right on the river, and we also have 108 acres of brine field about 2 miles away. Our facility is about 338,000 square foot, 110 in maintenance and powerhouse. We have about 225,000 square foot in finishing, warehouse, and shipping. And we also have our R&D lab, that's about 3,000 square foot on the south end of the plant. We operate 365 days a year. We never shut down, 24 hours a day. And again, major customer of our plant here, Pepsi-Cola, Frito-Lay, Kellogg's. If you eat Pringles, it's coming right from here. And we have many locations in Michigan. We have 45 major customers in Michigan, but our biggest one is Better Made snack food. So why Sinclair is important for Cargill? Again, as I mentioned, the plant here is the only plant in the world making the Allburger process. It is an open pan environment, as opposed to the typical vacuum pan where we generate granulated salt. That's why we get the Allburger salt, which have a unique characteristic. If we go down to detail, we can talk later, but the salt crystal has a different shape. And at the end of the day, dissolve faster, so you need less salt to have the same burst of flavor when consumed. There's some advantage in terms of blendability, adherence, solubility, and absorption. Sorry for my French here. All right. St. Clair facility, we have a lot of community involvement. We have an annual budget that's dedicated to the community. That we have a committee that when we receive the request, we make decisions based on the need of the community and the support group that we want to support. So a lot of support to the county annual art fair. We do things with the local Arbor Impact Food Bank. Kids for Christmas, we'll provide clothing and toys for those in needs. This year we were fortunate enough to sponsor 4 of the local high school robotics team with some substantial amount of money. And we continue as Senior Project Fresh right here in the community. That is important for us. I don't think we talk about it enough. Being a new plant manager, it is part of my mission to make sure we talk more about this so the community understand what we do out there, so it's more publicized a little bit. We all live in this community. I lived in St. Clair for many years, was a volunteer firefighter here with some of you guys. Live in Algonac now, but we're always in the area, so it's important that we take care of our folks. So we have a major investment project. It's going to focus on the Allburger line of product. So we're looking at increasing, eliminate some shrink and achieve up to 40% increase in production. Our investment is estimated at $68 million. 45 million will be to construct a new 50,000 square feet dry processing building on our property. The existing building will serve as storage, so we're not going to demo, we're just going to continue to use. And we're also going to invest $23 million in machinery and equipment. We're going to put some state-of-the-art equipment, automation, and really make our process more profitable and more efficient. Our goal is to preserve 90% of the workforce, and we're gonna bring more skilled trade job as with some of the automation that we're gonna bring in. We're gonna require some extra training for some of our employees. So it is our goal to do some upskilling for some of those higher skilled technical jobs. The foundation work started in September 2021. We're looking at 24 to 30 months total construction period. So some of the consideration why Sinclair was chosen, obviously because of the Allburger product line. That's the only plant in the world, and that is the main product that we're really focusing on. It is really a growth opportunity for the Sinclair plant. We're looking at expanding some of our product line in the Allburger. We could have made some investment in the other location that we're competing for this, but expanding the Allburger line came up on top. So this plant here in Sinclair is now a critical plant for Cargill. So it's being treated as such. So a lot of money being invested in the plant, a lot of capital improvement every year, and we're continuing to do that. So some of the key takeaways, again, we're a major employer in the city with a long history right here in Sinclair, and we're very proud of it. We're one of Michigan core industry, especially in the advanced manufacturing, and if you ever heard the term smart manufacturing and all the different technologies that come with this, you have a model right here in Sinclair where we're implementing a lot of those things. The salt market has a strategic growth opportunities. There's also some study made that if you look at the growth in the worldwide population until 2050, it's going to more than double. So people need food, I mean they need salt. So this is not a business that's going to go away. We are pursuing this investment of $68 million to upgrade technology and increase capacity to retain some of those high-paying jobs and that exceed county average. And we want to really upskill and retrain our employees. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Cormier.
Any questions?
Yeah, a couple. You guys can retain many of your jobs. Is it going to create any new jobs?
At this point, we're going to maintain the current job level that we have, so it's not going to add any more.
And then what's the end date, your projected end date for the project?
It's in the application, I believe it's September of 2024, but I think there were an addendum to maybe extend that a little bit.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sgt Patchett. So before you have an application for your consideration for an industrial facilities tax exemption certificate. Of the $68 million investment that Cargill is committed to doing here in St. Clair County, in the city of St. Clair, the application itself is only for the real property improvements that are occurring. So it's for $45,167,000 is what's being asked for. The application itself is being asked for a 12-year abatement, which would start at the end of the construction period. And so they have until the end of September of 2024 to complete the construction. They are committed to retaining 166 jobs through the life of the tax abatement. So for the full 12 years, 166 jobs would stay at Cargill. And as Sebastian said, these are high-paying, well-paid jobs here for the city of St. Clair and for St. Clair County. Do you have any questions about the abatement application?
Now, you said 12 years, is that 50%?
That is correct. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that, yes.
Now, is that 50%, is that on the city's portion of the tax bill? Or is that the total tax bill, 50%?
That's on the total tax bill. So the other taxing jurisdictions have been notified of the abatement that would be impacting theirs as well.
Bruce, the 50%, is that spelled out in PA 198?
That is.
So that's the state
The state sets that number at 50%, and then each local jurisdiction can decide the number of years that the abatement is awarded for. Up to 12 years is the maximum number of years. But 50% is written into the public act, yes, sir.
Anybody else on council?
Historically, my understanding is 12 years has been standard for most of the projects that we've done here.
That's from our recollection as well. The city of St. Clair is very supportive of businesses that are investing and growing here in the city.
Anybody else on council? Anybody from the public? All right, Bruce, Mr. Conrad, thank you.
Thank you for your consideration tonight.
All right. Let's go down to number 6. Wait, close public hearing. Presentation tonight at E-Tech donation to Sinclair Police Department. Who is this? Is Brian, are you this?
It's all of us.
All of you? How do you want to do it?
We can just grab them, bring them up. I think I gave something for you to read.
Let's write it in.
Yeah. We'll give it a shot. Yeah.
Who's your spokesman, Brian?
Right?
Sure. I thought,
Well, Chris, are you coming up too? Roger loves this. Go Roger.
Roger, why don't you go over and tell us how this all came together? Yes, over here.
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
You have the hat on.
Well, there's reasons for that.
Who's introduce yourself?
I need a booster here. Hi, my name is Roger Martin. I'm happy to be part owner of the Warwater Brewery. How this came about, actually it was last year, August timeframe. We kind of got together and along with some of these other fine gentlemen here and young lady, we decided to help out with the police department. We use that they're doing so much for us, especially in the downtown area and the facility area. We ended up kind of getting our heads together along with Brian and Chris from Magna and Pauline and also Paul, and kind of generated some interest on what can we do to help out. So we kind of got our heads together and decided that we could give the local police department a little exercise maybe also there. They could ride around, and they've been very, very, very good to us and generous to us over the last few days, or I should say few years that we've been in business down there. That's about all I have to say.
Perfect. Chief, you want to
Chief would come up, yeah.
There he is.
I'm just glad they like us, and it's not because I'm a 62-year-old chief and they got me I really appreciate it. I'm actually trying to put the cadet program back together now that COVID's over, and they can ride them and the guys can ride them, and we'll be seen downtown this summer. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much.
If we can, I'd like to recognize John from Alpine Cycles as well. We wouldn't be able to do this without their support and generosity for making this happen. John's put together several programs for other departments in the surrounding cities as well. So, thank you, John. We appreciate it very much.
And I'm also going to mention that, and that's correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but Alpine Cycles, Financial, Warwater, Berkeley, and Agner, and Usher were the major sponsors of this. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. 1972, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture a special day set aside for planting trees. Whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. The trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, fighting heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, wood for our fires, and countless other wood products. Trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of businesses, and beautify our community. Trees are a source of joy, spiritual renewal. The city of St. Clair has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation for the past 24 years and desires to continue its tree planting ways. Therefore, I, Bill Cedar Jr., by the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of St. Clair, do hereby proclaim April 29th as the Arbor Day in the city of St. Clair. I urge all citizens to support efforts to care for trees and woodlands and to support a community forestry program. I urge all citizens to plant trees, to gladden the hearts and promote the well-being of present and future generations. I am here to set my hand and cause the corporate seal of the city of St. Clair the affixed here to this 18th day of April 2022, our Arbor Day proclamation. With that in mind, I would have the councilman put together and help on that purchase of some.
Well, our goal will be 24 trees this year. And we're talking about good-sized 2-inch caliper trees. That's how they measure them typically. And so these are good-sized trees. We've worked with a local nursery to get price quotes on those. And we're going to try and open it up. The city is committed to purchasing 1 tree. And then going beyond that, we're going to try and open this up to residents and see if we can't extend this out into our city a little bit more. Increase the biodiversity. We've got 15 different trees that we're looking at as options for residents. And we've got a great program. We're not quite ready to send everything out today, but it's coming soon, and you'll see a nice rollout and find out ways that you can get involved in this and plant a tree for Arbor Day in your home, at your home as well.
What's the cost of the trees?
We're talking about close to $400 each. But that includes professional planting.
Would your group be open to some sort of corporate sponsorship?
Absolutely. Yeah, always. Any donation.
Trees are a renewable resource. Need somebody to step forward. I think it's a great idea.
Thank you. And thank you to Annette for all her help and support in the idea of the project.
Okay, so number 8, board resolution A. Next. Resolution, industrial facilities acquisition certificate, Cargill Incorporated.
I make a motion to approve.
Support. All right, the motion may support questions. Call the roll, please.
Volz,
Yes.
Kinsler.
Yes.
Kleeman,
Yes.
Kuba,
Yes.
Report,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Seer,
Yes.
resolution adopted.
Thanks for coming tonight, bud. You're more than welcome to escape or you can stay. B, resolution 22-8, Pine Source Loan.
Either, I can start off. As you know, there's a Pine Source drainage project that was approved and in process, and this is the funding mechanism to make that happen. So the resolution was written with the details of the loan, the amortization schedule is attached. The council does have any questions, the accountant is here tonight. So today we're looking for a motion to approve that loan schedule.
Support. Made, support questions. All right, call the roll, please.
Kinsler,
Yes.
Kleeman, pardon? Councilmember Kleeman?
Yes.
Pardon? Kuba,
Yes.
Report,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Volz,
Yes.
Seer,
Yes.
resolution adopted.
Thank you. Workforce Administration. City Superintendent. Anything for us tonight?
I do, just a general report on day 5. First, I want to thank all of council for attending the special joint meeting that was held last week with Planning Commission and ZBA. I hope you found that as beneficial as I did. completing migration of City Hall servers to their off-site location next week. So just as an FYI, technology in City Hall will be interfacing on Monday and Tuesday while that is happening. I'll just go into my clerk stuff too. May 3rd election is in 2 weeks. Absent voter ballots are still available. Polls will be open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, May 3rd for that special election. A public reminder to voters of Ward 2 that you have a new polling location here at City Hall. An update on the superintendent search. Several applications have already been received. They've been distributed to everybody. The next step will be setting a special meeting for interviews. Affidavits of identity and nominating petitions for candidates interested in local offices by 4 p.m. tomorrow. And I'll be happy to answer any council members' questions at this time. I'll admit I might write them down and get back to you after, but if you have anything, I'll be happy to do that.
Any questions for Ms. Stewart? Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Mr. Attorney, you got anything over here? Nothing to see. Any questions for me down there? Any city departments out here tonight? With the authorities, boards, commissions?
Just a quick one from the historical. Their painting starts this week for the windows that was approved in the fall. And the Sinclair Community Foundation came through for a new door, a grant for the door. This is a special door. It's a historical reproduction of the door. It's a hefty cost. And they were looking for $15,000. They had a grant that said if you can raise $2,500 more, we will get you that door. And so, Chamber of Commerce for the City of St. Clair, Tollwood, and Wellington Financial were able to get them over the line. They're getting their new door. It'll be a while, but it's a special thing for the store.
Where's that door? I heard where. Where's that door coming
It's
from?
coming from like Alabama, and it's mahogany, and it's got to be custom for that facility. It's going to be a special door, for sure.
Thank you. Anybody else? We have no unfinished business at 10. Let's go to new business. Number 11, A, approved special event permit, 70th anniversary St. Clair Little League Open Day Parade. Chief.
I've received all the paperwork for this 70th Little League Parade on May 7th at 8:30 in the morning.
Motion to approve. Support.
Questions? Will they say aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Chief. All right, B, approved conditional rezoning R18C2 1426 Oakland Avenue. All right, if you remember, we went to the Plan Commission meeting, and this was one of the items there. The Plan Commission recommendation was to send it to council, their endorsement. So at this point, we will go through our due diligence, and we can bring the petitioner forward, answer any questions or any conditions that we have in our mind. Anything to add?
No, before you are all of the specifications for the conditions of the rezoning. So the motion will need to include verbatim those conditions, and council may add or delete at this time.
I got a couple others there. I'd like to add the parking lot being resurfaced in that 2023 construction season, and also some screening on the north and west side of the property that I don't see as part of the conditions.
Luke, you want to?
Yeah.
Should screening?
Yeah, I think he was gonna do some arborvitae's or something, but nothing's in here.
Hello, my name is Luke. My name is Luke Barron. I'm the owner of the 1426 Oakland Avenue property where MI Gardner LLC is going to be moving into. So what was the question that was?
Just conditions, resurfacing the parking lot,
Correct, yep.
and then the screening on the north side of the property and the west side.
So there's nothing proposed. Well, so